Hello, and good morning. My name's Megan. I am the Business Development Executive here at Paul Gauguin Cruises, for anyone that doesn't know me. Happy December. It's quite nice to be talking about kind of French Polynesia and bringing some sunshine to these winter days. So as I said, thank you for joining me. We're going to spend about kind of 20 minutes or so today just kind of giving an overview of what Paul Gauguin offers, why your guests who want to sail to French Polynesia should pick us, hopefully give you some ideas. And yeah, if you have any questions as we go along, my lovely colleague Natalie is manning the chat feature. So if you do have any questions, please let me know, let Natalie know, and we will answer those for you. Yes, so without further ado, let's talk about French Polynesia. I mean, as we go along, this presentation is just full of just absolutely stunning pictures. It's such a dream destination, kind of bucket list, iconic place that should be on everyone's list to go to. But really what we want to do is tell you kind of why Paul Gauguin. So our ship, it's absolutely stunning, but it was built specifically to sail in this destination. So it's got a flat bottomed hull, which means it can get into all of those small lagoons and atolls and things like that. So we can take guests much closer to the destination, which is brilliant. And because this place it's all about the destination, really. She's a small ship. We carry 332 passengers on board, and as I said, we sail specifically year round just in this destination. So we are the specialists. We are the only luxury line specialising in sailing year round in this destination. And we're the longest continuing serving cruise line out there in this destination as well. So guests that want to do island hopping, really, Paul Gauguin is the choice. As I mentioned, 332 guests on board, so it is an intimate small ship experience. The lovely thing is it's really casual. There's no need to kind of dress up. You'll get to know your fellow guests really well. And it's the best of that kind of small ship experience. But what really makes us special is our local Tahitian hosts and entertainers. So that we've got the Gauguins and the Gauguins, Polynesia, and the hospitality, the friendly smiley faces. It's what the destination is about. So being able to have that on board as well. A lot of our guests will come back and tell us that these guys just absolutely made the trip. They're at the centre of kind of all the hospitality, entertainment. They really do, from the moment you step on the ship, kind of look after you and bring those warm, kind of friendly smiley faces and just, yeah, make you feel at home. You know, when you're in a destination like this, what you don't want to do is be kind of heading in, having a couple of hours, and then you're back on the ship sailing to the next place, and you kind of come home and you think, that was great, but I wish we'd have seen more. So with Paul Gauguin, you know, the destination is what it's about, and so we've designed our itineraries around that. So we've got lots of longer stays in port. We actually have overnights in Bora Bora and Moorea, so that guests can get off and enjoy evening ashore and kind of get a feel of what the different islands are like there. And in general, the great thing about this destination is all the islands are quite close together. So the sailing time in between isn't too long. So we can kind of leave really late and we'll be in the next place ready for first thing in the morning. So it works really well for that. We've got our beautiful top deck there with our pool. As you can see, mainly I've put this in just so you can see the destination again and the beautiful scenery. I mean, it's the perfect place to kind of grab a cocktail as you're sailing to the next island and watch the landscape change. And yeah, just absolutely stunning. We do have a pool there, although you know, when you've got the marina on the back of the ship and you can jump off and do paddleboarding and kayaking. I'm not sure I'd spend much time in the pool, but that's just me. So we are all inclusive. Now, obviously, for those of you that have sailed a bit of French Polynesia, perhaps hotels, some of the overwater bungalows and things like that, it's not the cheapest destination to go to. And obviously, it's very remote. So, you know, if guests are kind of sat by the pool and just want a can of Coke, that can of Coke's had to be imported from somewhere. So everything then becomes more expensive, which is why Paul Gauguin is actually such a really great way to do it, because we are all inclusive. So value for money wise, it's a really fantastic way. And if you're comparing it against kind of a land-based holiday and maybe doing a little bit of island hopping and staying at 2 or 3 different hotels, actually the value of Paul Gauguin really comes into its own then, because when you're including all the meals, when you're including all the wines and premium spirits, cocktails, when we're including gratuities, we include your airfare from LA or San Francisco over to Tahiti. It really does make it such a great value prospect to travel in this destination. So as I mentioned, yeah, all your dining, your drinks, cocktails, off the back of the ship we've got complimentary water sports. So yeah, dining in 3 really lovely restaurants, shipboard entertainment. Guests will really get their value for money with picking Paul Gauguin Cruises. So talking about value for money, how does a private island sound? I mean, on all of our itineraries, we have these 2 exclusive retreat days. So the top one is our private little beach over in Bora Bora, and so this is complimentary just for guests of the Paul Gauguin ship to use, and they can come here and enjoy water sports, some snorkeling perhaps, a nice barbecue on the beach, things like that. And the bottom one is our own private island. So not just a private beach, but a private island. And this is Motomahana. And again, this will be on pretty much every sailing. Guests will be able to come here. And the great thing is they bring the all-inclusive, everything about the ship that the guests know and love. It comes to the beach with them. It comes to the private island with them. You know, if you're snorkeling or you're kayaking and you think, I could really do with a nice coconut water or a nice rum cocktail, you just come over to one of our floating bars, and the happy, lovely staff are there ready to serve you your drink right from the water. It is just an amazing experience. Sorry, excuse me. And all of those are completely complimentary. So both those experiences, everything that we take to the island, whether it's barbecues, drinks, water sports, snorkeling equipment, all that kind of stuff, that all comes with us, and that's completely complimentary for the guests to use. So, I mean, everyone that I spoke to from the office that's been have said that these are some of the best days that they've enjoyed, and as part of the itinerary. So there you go, you can see that water sports marina at the back of the ship with the paddleboarding and the kayaks. We also have a paddy dive centre on board. So for guests that already have their qualification, they can opt into different shore excursions and go to various dive locations. I mean, some of our itineraries are absolutely amazing for keen divers. If you need to do a refresher course, one of our colleagues did it a couple of years ago. It was about $99 to do the refresher course on board, and then you can join in optional dive excursions, and they have everything you need on board to do that. So you don't need to worry about if your guests are keen divers and they're definitely keen to do something like that, they don't need to worry about kind of packing all their equipment and stuff. They've got that all on board for you. And there is our lovely happy staff and crew again. just always there with a smile on their face, ready to help with whatever guests could need. So talking about dining then, we do have kind of three main dining venues on board. So the first one, this is L'Etoile, and as you can guess, it's kind of French cuisine on board. We are in French Polynesia after all, and who doesn't like French cuisine, really? It's you know, absolutely amazing. So this is one of our this is for dinner only, and this is obviously more of a kind of a high-end fine dining experience in there. We also have La Veranda, and this is for breakfast and lunch. For dinner, it is available, but it's reservation only. So where L'Etoile is kind of open seating, in La Veranda, you do need a reservation to have dinner in there. In here, we have signature dishes from a kind of a French chef called Jean-Pierre Vigato. I hadn't heard of him before, but apparently he's very, very good. So it's certainly worth looking out for one of his dishes in this venue. And then for guests that want something a little bit more casual, we've got breakfast and lunch up in Le Grill, and that's kind of a buffet style. And then for dinner up here, it's kind of Polynesian inspired cuisine. So kind of a few different choices for guests, and something that offers something a little bit different. The food on board, it's a lot of fish because it's all kind of freshly caught, and that's what this destination is kind of renowned for. But we've had from farm trips guests go that are vegetarian, for example, and they've really, really enjoyed the food. So there really is something for everyone. So just to give you then an overview about our accommodation, we've got a few different types of accommodation. We would always kind of recommend the balcony. You know, in cruising, you know, a lot of cruise lines, you'll hear a lot of people tell you, you know, if you can afford it, go for the balcony. And while that is true in some destinations, in other destinations, you might be waking up and the view in the ports sometimes aren't great. You know, if we're sailing in Europe and you know, you've got cranes and shipping containers and all sorts of stuff, and it doesn't give you the best feel when you wake up in the morning, pull back those curtains and you think, oh. When you're talking about French Polynesia, every view is absolutely spectacular, and so it really makes it worthwhile getting that balcony if guests can afford it. So these four that you can see here now, these all also have butler service. So for guests that want that, you'd be looking at the category B veranda and above with the butler service. But you can see they're all really, really spacious, all really kind of fitting and tie in with that kind of French Polynesian destination. And you can see some of the views kind of through the windows, and it does just look absolutely spectacular. Coming down then, we do have some balconies that don't have the private butler service. So if guests do want the balcony but they're not too keen on the butler, they can do that in our category C and D. And then we have our category E, which is a window, and our category F, which is kind of two porthole windows. So obviously it totally depends on what your guests are looking for, but we would always try and recommend kind of starting at that category D entry-level balcony if guests can afford it, because like I say, there really isn't a bad view. The ship is going in for a refurb, and it's going to look absolutely fantastic. We've got a few kind of artist renderings and images come through, and we're really looking forward to see it. It's really getting kind of modernized, and this is the Palette, which is our kind of lounge area. It's kind of got an indoor-outdoor vibe, and lots of late night dancing is done in here, I'm told. So it looks really, really beautiful, really modern. You can see that kind of indoor-outdoor space there a little bit better. They are updating some of the balcony accommodation, and you can see again that just looks really beautiful. And we're also introducing a new suite category. And again, this is just looking stunning. I mean, who wouldn't want to stay in a room like that? So these will all be available when we restart in March next year. There it is again with the beautiful lounge area, beautiful local flowers. Yeah, just beautiful. You run out of adjectives of how to say how wonderful this product is. You kind of go through the pictures and think, oh, I need to find another word now. But yeah, I'm just going to repeat myself. So at the heart of all of our itineraries, we're looking at this kind of 7-night Society Island or Society Island with Tahiti Iti, which is Little Tahiti. So these all include the overnight in Moorea, the overnight in Bora Bora. Yeah, so this is the heart of all of our itineraries. But there are options for kind of longer nights. A lot of guests will do this and then package that either with a hotel stay in kind of French Polynesia, or maybe kind of Australia, New Zealand. They're not too far away as well. So if you are kind of looking at packaging it together, please do let us know, because we can kind of provide you with better with our net rates or something like that. So if you work with the tour operator, or you are a tour operator and you're going to be packaging this together for your guests, it's a long way to travel just for 7 nights. So if you're not doing one of the longer itineraries, it's definitely worth kind of putting this together as a nice package for your guests. We've got some 10 and 11 night itineraries. We've got the lovely Tour Motus, which are great for diving, and then you've got 11 nights the Cook and Society Islands. Up to 14 nights you go out to the Marquesas as well. So all of these have that 7-night itinerary at the heart of them, and then they'll go a little bit further afield. And then for 12 and 13 nights you've got Fiji and Tonga as well. So although we do sell only in French Polynesia, there is choice in there as well in regards to what guests are looking for and how long they might want to sell for. So I'm just going to play a little video for you now, just to give you a real feel of what it's like on board and the destination. And then if there aren't any questions, we will...
French Polynesia waits for you with open arms. This isn't just a place, it's an atmosphere. She possesses her very own consciousness. Love and light flood every corner of her incredible world. And those who visit are forever changed by it. Go barefoot. Soak in her sun. Be rejuvenated by her sand and the smiling faces of her people. Just breathe. Life here can be very big, or it can be very small. And new friends await in the most impossibly interesting ways. Places you never knew existed. Now, you'll never forget. When you long to bask in one of the most unspoiled places on Earth, she's waiting for you. Her door and her heart are always open. Paul Gauguin Cruises. Let us help you make French Polynesia part of your story.
Oh, we don't want to play it again. There we go. So there we go. That is a little overview for you. For anyone who is interested, in 2 weeks' time, kind of the same time as this one, 10:30 on the 15th of December, we'll be hosting a virtual ship visit. So the lovely Natalie, who's actually been on a couple of years ago, she'll be hosting you on a ship visit and taking you around so you can get a better feel of some of the different rooms, different social spaces, all that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in that, please do let me know. We can send out registration links. We also have kind of flyers and different things for the various itineraries. So if you are looking for something, any of those videos, the video that I showed, we've also got lots of other videos. If this is something that you're interested in promoting, I can see Natalie's put our email address, sales@cruiseportfolio.co.uk. Please send us an email, let us know what you're after, and we can send you over various resources and things like that. If there aren't any other questions, which it doesn't look like there are, we will end this session now. But as I say, you can email us, and we're happy to help you in kind of promoting this lovely product. Oh, I can see a couple of questions coming in. Dining for two, yes, there are dining tables for two. And in terms of excursions, they vary, but we're kind of talking about starting from around $99 in terms of diving, but it really depends what the guests want to do. There's full lists available online. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a lovely rest of the day. And hopefully you guys will all be in touch about all your plans to promote and sell the beautiful Paul Gauguin Cruises.